Welcome to the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. They do it all at 108th and Kedzie. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver.
Welcome back to another exciting edition of the Pointless Exercise podcast. It's an odd Tuesday. So we're going to talk Cubs with, I don't know, does Dave have the even Tuesdays and you have the odd I don't know. We're going to talk Cubs with Praz and Oleg. Guys, how are you doing?
Good. We
Doing
do
well,
have the
Andy.
first and third Tuesdays of every month. No, I don't know if that's true.
It goes every other week.
I understand. Okay.
But I didn't do Dave last week. I apologize for people who are still staring at their phone waiting for the alert to come up. You couldn't go to work. I was waiting for the podcast. It didn't show
Keep refreshing the YouTube channel. Well, you guys don't. You don't put that on YouTube.
Are either of you in the running to become the new president of the Major League Baseball Players Association?
Yes, I just submitted my application today. And I promise not to fuck anyone's sister-in-law.
I was going to say, do you have any attractive sisters-in-law? So I guess we're going to start with that. Tony Clark, former Detroit Tiger.
Yes.
Large man with a weird beard. He's like
Was he also an Arizona
6'7",
Diamondback?
right?
Was he?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
But he's also not as old as I thought. He's like just a little bit older than me.
Yeah, I mean, he
54?
played in the 90s.
I guess it seemed like he was older than that.
Yeah, probably early 2000s, 90s. I mean, it was, probably a little bit.
So he is resigning from the MLBPA leadership. And at first, the story was, and it was true, but it was only part of the story, was that he's under federal investigation.
Yeah.
He's part of a federal investigation.
Yes.
Other people for some like spin-off business, something to do with licensing of Major League Baseball player stuff, that the funds perhaps have been not used appropriately.
Correct.
And maybe personally, not just
and
spending it on.
Be true, right?
That could still be true. Yes. But then Andy McCullough, who he's not busy anymore because he's not going to do his podcast. He broke the story. He added to the story that apparently another part of it is that Tony had put his sister-in-law on the payroll of that company, and he's been banging her. And so they asked him to stop doing all of it. Well, maybe not. He doesn't have to stop banging his sister-in-law. He certainly has to stop being at the head of the Major League Baseball Players Association.
That'd be for the best.
And poor Bob Nightingale, he lost his mind. I can't do that. I don't know how he can talk through his nose as much as he does, but he's
he's got his nose so far up Kenny Williams and Rick Hahn's ass.
It does him so much good now.
Right.
A whole thing about how this is a terrible time for the Players Association to not have leadership because the CBA is coming up, and it's like I remember just a couple of years ago there was a bunch of the players wanted Tony fired because he's a moron.
Yeah.
So it kind of seems like good timing.
Yeah.
Get rid of Tony, and you can get an actual good head of the Players Association.
The best time would have been 2 years ago, but
this
is the second best.
The Players Association didn't used to be run by a player. Ever.
Right.
Ever.
It was Marvin Miller.
Yeah.
It was Don Fear with his weird lips. He had lipstick on. Maybe he did.
Yeah. Faye Vincent.
It was supposed to be, and that was Gene Orza.
Yeah.
I only remember because of his name. And then they had the guy who was supposed to be over for Fear. I can't think of his name. It would have been nice if I'd have thought of this before. I could have written it down. Who the owners were kind of afraid of because he was really smart and he was kind of the brains behind the whole thing. Because they used to owners used to routinely get their ass kicked by the Players Association.
Because Miller was genius. Yeah, Marvin Miller was.
And Fear was really good at it too.
Yeah.
Right.
But that guy got brain cancer and died.
Oh.
So he never took over the Players Association.
Is it Michael Weiner?
Yes, that's who it is. But I would say when I first heard this, I thought, and I heard that it was because of a federal investigation by the Eastern District of New York. Yes, I know, from Billions. I don't know if that's the one that Paul Giamatti used to run or not. I think it was the Southern District of New York. But anyway, I got to thinking about it this morning. given how cozy the billionaire owners are with the administration, I wouldn't put it past them to urge the administration to destabilize the Players Association before a negotiation. That was one of the first. That was when the thought of this was, what if this investigation is just a bunch of BS, but they're going to do it just to make it uncomfortable for the head of the Players Association and other people. Now, I don't know if that's what really happened, but
I think the owners would have loved for Tony Clark to continue to be.
I would have thought.
Yes. He's been
so I don't know. Like from a destabilizing them, there's probably I don't know what they could do. They can't decertify them because they're not an actual union, right?
No, I'm just saying you basically you use an investigation to make everybody in the Players Association, the people running the association, look bad.
Yeah.
Sow some distrust with the players who are like, what's with these guys? And just distract them. They've got other stuff to do, but all of a sudden they're also going to court all the time, trying to, stay out of jail or whatever. I'm not saying that's what really happened, but that it came to mind given the current climate of everything in the country these days.
Yeah.
They said here who they think is gonna. They think eventually his vice president, who is, why can't I find it, will take over, and he's a lawyer, more of a typical head of the Players Association.
Good.
But I also think
the guy or somebody.
You know who I think would be good, but he would. Unfortunately, I think in order to do this job right, he would probably have to stop playing for a year to concentrate on it. And he used to be the player rep.
Yeah.
I think he might still
Ian
be.
Happ. No, it's Nico.
Oh.
Ian Happ. Oh, he's brilliant. I've listened to that podcast. And you listen to the guy talk, and you're like, "Oh, this guy should be running the Players Association, not playing left field for the Cubs." So, as hard as it would be to part with him, I think for the betterment of the game, that he should step up and do it.
Yeah, they'll hear him talk once, and they will be so bored out of their minds that they will just give up everything to the players to make it stop.
It's to me, it's funny to think of obviously, I mean, it's the players, it's their union, so they have to have their guys, but like, LA Angels, actually he's new there, so I don't know if he's actually their rep, but he's been a rep before. Brett Suter.
Well, they have
one of them, the guy who fell off. I just think couldn't you find a guy who hasn't fallen off the mound in a game to be your rep?
Well, wasn't he an Ivy League guy? Wasn't
probably. He's weird.
Telling me somebody one of the Cubs broadcasters
super stiff.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nico Horner is in his third year now, I think, as the player rep.
Well, he's a Stanford boy.
Yeah, he's a genius. I mean, they don't let dumb people into Stanford just to play baseball. He seems fine. He seems smart.
Yeah, I know. Nico, yeah.
It's somebody Meyer. That's
Bruce.
Take over. Bruce Meyer. Not Oscar.
Oscar Meyer.
Chad Myers.
Randy Myers shows up at the negotiations with a live grenade, just sets it on the table. All right. You guys want to talk luxury tax thresholds?
And then the owners hire the what's it's going to happen guy to be on their side. John Murray.
John Murray.
Run out in the negotiation, get beaten up in the middle of it by Randy.
Right.
And Randy's like, all right, we got to cut this short. I got girls basketball practice in about 20 minutes. That's like the only things I know about Randy Myers.
The grenade.
Had a grenade in his locker, tried to kill John Murray on the field. And in the offseason, somewhere in Washington State, coached a community college girls basketball team. That's what I know about Randy Myers.
He seemed like a decent fella.
Does he still have the Cubs single season record for saves? Or is it Rod?
Yeah, 57.
53, I think it is.
53.
57, I think, was like the single season record, like league wide by.
Was that Bobby
the
Thigpen's?
guy on the White Sox? Yeah, Thigpen, until it was K-Rod when he broke it in sometime in the late 2000s.
It takes quite a dip after 2. So Randy Myers 53, Rod Beck 51 in 98.
Oh yeah,
Now goes all the way down to 38. Marmol in
38.
2010, Randy again in 95. Suter had 37 and 79. Lee Smith had 36 and 87, and Mitch Williams had 36 and 89. Marmol and Wood had 34 and
Wait, what
11
did Borowski have in 03?
He had 33.
Next, 33.
Which ties him with, you got to be great to have 33 saves for the Cubs. Ryan Dempster, Kevin Gregg, and Lee Smith.
Kevin Gregg. Wait. Kevin Gregg had 33 saves in one season for the Chicago Major League.
Yeah, you don't have to be a good. I mean, what if they give you 45 saves?
No, I got it.
I was going to say he probably blew about like 10 other ones, but
yeah, it just seems shocking. Maybe just me.
Rick Aguilera never got 30. 29 in 2000. No.
Well, I do wonder like what, like in 16 combined between like Chapman and Rondon, what that might add up to, because obviously didn't have Chapman for the whole year.
Hector had a really good year in 15.
He was, yeah. And 16 too, until they took him out of the closer role.
Hector had 18 and Aroldis had 16. Cubs only had 38 saves. You know why? Because they beat the shit out of everybody. And they played fuck the closer all the time. And apparently they were good at it.
Yes. Yeah. That was a thing. My
38
buddy,
saves.
Eric, my buddy Eric and I used to text each other.
103 wins and 38 saves. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And hey, Mike Montgomery got the biggest save of them all.
Yep. Sure did. Well, there were a few big saves.
That's the only save he ever got in the big leagues. It's Game 7 of the World Series.
Yeah.
So I don't know what this. I don't know what changing leadership in February for negotiations are going to start in November. I suppose they technically negotiate during the season, but nothing will happen.
Right, nothing will happen
because the owners want a lockout. The owners are.
Yeah.
I don't know what it does. I can't imagine it does anything bad to the Players Association.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Can't get much worse than Tony Clark.
I can't imagine. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm missing, a wrinkle I'm missing, but I can't imagine it'd be that.
I mean, somebody was saying, it might have been Bernstein, because I listened to a little of him today, that he thought that Bruce Meyer did all the negotiating anyway, which makes sense. I mean, you have the lawyer doing the negotiating, and Tony was just and Bruce was the bad cop, and Tony was the good cop. It's more like bad cop, idiot was kind of the
It's a great way to put it.
That was kind of the way they divvied that up. So maybe you don't need that. But I think Ian Happ. I don't, I mean, by being selfless, really hurting the Cubs' chances to win by giving away the left fielder before the season starts.
Well, here's the thing. I'm kind of invested in the players getting one up on the owners. Like I think.
I root for the owners. Oh, I love the billionaires.
Anyway, there are people who do.
There are. Remember 94?
Yeah.
There were a lot of people blaming the players for that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And it's like,
no.
What?
No. Yeah. No.
I think it was just a matter of people wanted baseball, and the players were the side that was kind of.
Well, you get some people get in there. They're making millions of dollars and they can't. They need more. It's like that. Jesus, are you really that dumb? Is that what you think the discussions are?
Yeah. So what might be best is for Ian Happ to take an internship with the Players Association to learn and to really be able to foster his.
He'd be the worst intern. He'd be like, all right, fine, all right. None. You were sitting out for coffee. None of that shitty stuff that you.
Yeah.
I
was
gonna say, he's already got the real coffee.
Yeah, he's already got the coffee.
There's a Dunkin' right over there. Go to the fucking Dunkin'. I swear to God, if we see you pulling little bags of beans out of your pants again,
Ian, we don't want your hair restoration coupons. We'll go to Turkey like the rest of everyone does. All right, we see what they did for you.
Ian, can you go? Wait, what? You can't podcast in the middle of the board meeting. No. Nobody listens to that shit anyway.
Classified information, Ian.
That's too bad. Well, I'll miss it. Is that what I stepped all over your coffee joke, Oleg? Is that what the?
No, it's okay.
No, sorry.
Like, he already has coffee. No.
Yeah.
I mean, it was obviously that's where we're going. So you didn't step over much.
No. Speaking of Cub outfielders.
Uh-huh.
So Matt Shaw is working out in the outfield, but do you know where he's working out at? Predominantly?
Right field.
Wait, hold on. At which position or in which
what
field?
position?
Oh.
What position?
Left field? Center field?
No.
Right field.
Right field?
Right. I mean, I'm sure they can't get him. You know, he probably won't go left, but still.
Yeah.
Now, I think there is an actual reason for it. I think the reason for it is that when Seiya goes to the World Baseball Classic,
Yeah.
Shaw's going to play right in most of and so they're getting him comfortable out there.
Yeah.
But
you can't hurt.
Like I was heard Jesse was going on about, I think Waddle asked him, who do you think could get more starts in right field, Seiya or Matt Shaw? Now, that's the easiest question in the world, right? Well, you got it wrong. He said Shaw. Like, he's not going to get more fucking starts in right field than Seiya.
So
there's still this weird idea that Seiya's terrible in right field.
Yeah.
Right.
The one thing that I will say is there's two things. One, I don't think it hurts for Shaw to get right field. But what if they expect Ballesteros to be gone?
Well, that's what I mean. Basically, if you're Jesse and you say that Shaw gets more starts than Seiya, it means Moises sucks.
Yeah.
Because Seiya's going to either DH or play right field every day. So if Shaw is playing a lot of right field, it means Moises isn't DHing.
Right.
Unless maybe he's just going to catch.
Here's how bad, quote unquote, bad Seiya is in right field. Team Japan is going to make him their center fielder in the World Baseball Classic.
Oh, wow. Is that right?
Yeah.
I did not.
Well, it's because Fukudome's playing right?
Yes. Correct.
We'll see 51.
Hey, he was playing as recently as 2022, I think. So maybe
he
might come back for one more.
I think I did. Didn't I say Fukudome was my favorite center fielder? Did I put Fukudome at center field?
Yeah, I think you did. That's fine.
Just saying.
It's funny, So Donahue was complaining that he couldn't pick. We're talking about the actual first baseman. No, it was his favorite ones. He couldn't use Leon Durham at first base. He was his favorite player.
Okay.
And I was thinking, why don't you just put him in center field? He played a whole season of center field.
I just saw that on Twitter. There's some guy on Twitter right now who's been tweeting like Cubs opening day lineups from like the 80s. And I randomly saw like the one from 82 or 83 where Leon Durham's in center. I'm like, really? It's center field? But okay, that
may
would
have
work for him.
won his Silver Slugger in center.
Oh.
See, I didn't think of any of this. We only did a 3-hour podcast on first baseman. I didn't have time to think of this.
Yeah.
I think he played more right that year.
It was just hilarious. I'm saying that
in 82, he won the Silver Slugger in 82. He played both right and center. You're saying that's the year he started, and which would make sense. Let's see if he played more games in right or center. I'm sure they just picked outfield, like the way they used to do Gold Gloves, where they just picked outfield, and you actually get good players.
I think that's actually the way they still do Silver Sluggers, but for Gold Gloves, for some reason, they do it just position specifically.
Yeah. 82, he played 73 games in center and 91 in right. So he basically split his time. So he won the Silver Slugger. You could say he won the Silver Slugger in center field for the Cubs. So there's that. But yeah, I'm all for Shaw getting some time in the outfield. He's got to learn how to play it. It is funny though how they were talking about,
that works for me.
He was getting interviewed and they're asking him all. I forgot how high his voice is. It was kind of crazy.
Is it?
Yeah. But they were asking him about all the nuances of playing the outfield, and I was thinking, he could play shortstop at the big leagues today.
Yeah.
He could put him in right. You could put him in right field today, and he'd be fine. It's not hard.
Right.
I do think some credit should go to whoever is like the designated like infield coach for the Cubs. Is it Jonathan Moda or whoever it might be? Because I mean, this is going to be twice.
I only know two. I only know Ron Washington and Perry Hill. They're the only two I know. As far as I know, they're the only infield coaches in baseball. You have to, and you can only have an infield coach if you have one of those two. So the Cubs can't have one.
I guess so, but still, I mean,
that's a good question.
Just thinking, the last 3 years, twice they've had a player that you weren't certain about his position, and then you stuck him there, and he's looked really good. Whether it was Michael Busch going in 2024 at first base, or Matt Shaw last year at third, and who knows where he's going to play this year with the majority of his games, but they adjust
I think
him well.
that's sort of, yeah. If you're like Michael Busch, for a little while, he was a third baseman, second baseman, and he played major league games. I'm sure that he played major league games at second base. Um, I think the Padres last year at one point had a lineup that was all originally shortstops.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's just not, I think it's just a fairly common thing now that if you're good enough to play shortstop, you're just sort of good enough to play everywhere. I'm not, Michael Busch turned into a really good first baseman, right? Like, kind of as to credit for you guys for talking about like all these amazing defensive first basemen the Cubs have had. And Michael Busch has turned into one. But I don't like if you're like, I think it's just a thing in baseball, right? Like you really have to be bad to be, below average, like you really have to be bad to be bad. I think there's a lot of good athletes in baseball who are.
It is Jonathan Mota.
Okay.
He is and I like that he's the infield defense coach, not the infield offense coach. That's a different guy.
Stay away from the bat rack. Is he related to Manny?
Jonathan now batting, what is it? Pinch hitting for Pedro Barbone. Jonathan Mota.
Manny Mota.
Jonathan Mota, dad.
Is it? As you don't have to really answer that.
Oh, there's an article on Marquee about Rene. The great Rene Mota. Rene Lashman is his dad. He found out they did a 23andMe. But it only tests for people who've worked or played for the Cubs. They wouldn't pay for the full subscription, so they only get the one little.
Hold on,
here are your results. They're all blacked out because nobody in your family's ever played for the Cubs before.
Yeah, loser.
Hey, by the way, Jonathan, you got a hit.
if it's called 23andMe and it's only focused on Cubs players, does it track any illegitimate children that Ryan Sandberg and Cindy Sandberg may have had?
Yeah,
that's a hell of a way to find out.
Yeah, see, somewhere there's a marquee show that got shelved that was Ryan getting his 23andMe result.
Right.
Like surprise, like other people, like
what are the lines coming off of Cindy's name over there? We don't really want to tell you, but we think you know.
But we think you know.
We think you might suspect.
You can guess, right?
It's funny that one of the most famous quotes from Moneyball the movie is the Ron Washington, where Billy Beane is telling Scott Hatterberg that it's not that hard. It's incredibly hard, and it was a great line in the movie, but it's wrong.
Yeah,
it's not that hard to play good. I mean, to be a really good first baseman takes a lot of talent and ability, but there's a reason the Cubs just could have Ernie Waddle over there when he couldn't handle short anymore. And just play it for the next 10 years. It's Ernie, first base.
That's what I'm gonna tell you guys. I remember this from I don't remember what gas station. I'm not gonna try to guess again after the debacle from the last time I tried to do this. Had like Cubs Gold Glovers, like some print they were giving out.
Oh yeah.
And I remember Ernie Banks won a Gold Glove at shortstop and at first base.
Nice.
I remember that from that.
I'm gonna see if that's right.
If not, then either Shell or.
I would think so. Any gold?
It's not. Well, he won one.
Yeah.
Okay.
He won one. I thought he won one at shortstop and one at first base.
He won one.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
Those assholes lied to
1960 at shortstop.
Did
not play any position other than shortstop. Yeah. He led the National League in errors a lot. No, I take that back. Just once. 58. We found out that one year they just decided, yeah, you're the third baseman now. He's like, what? 1957. They're like, Ernie, go play third. He's like, what? And they moved him back to shortstop again, and he played there for the next 8 years or whatever. Yeah, you're You can get that from Murph76 because Murph wouldn't fucking lie to you.
Yeah, he wouldn't lie to me. I don't know. God, I got to go down that rabbit hole tomorrow.
Are you sure they didn't? Are you sure they didn't list the positions he played?
I swear to God. Like I remember, like
listed
that's
him as a Gold Glove winner. And here's Ernie, who played first and short for the Cup, but he also played third in the outfield. He played everywhere. Sorry to burst your bubble. Maybe Baseball Reference is wrong, and not the Shell poster from 1986. It could possibly be.
Hey, no Shell posters from 1986 has ever lied to me.
That's it. I'm doing the research now.
So it's funny. I think part of the reason they're having Shaw. I mean, you need him to be able to play some outfield because,
right?
You know, if you're gonna be a utility guy, you need to play some outfield. But it's funny how like hostile to the idea of taking days off Bregman and Dansby and Nico are.
Are they?
Yeah. Like they just don't ever want to take a day off. And Craig's like, well, these guys don't want to take days off. It's like, you're the manager. You could tell them to take a day off. I mean, it's literally, we've seen it to the detriment of both Nico and Dansby. Them just trying to play through injuries that a rest would have helped, especially remember Dansby's foot when he hurt it, and he was terrible for the. It's like, could you just give him 2 days off to try to get the swelling out of the damn thing?
I think a well-respected manager who was a longtime middle infielder in baseball, you probably have some sway in that room when convincing your middle infielder.
I think he just doesn't. I think he just doesn't want to give him days off.
I think I don't think the question is whether Craig Counsell, can do it. He clearly
that's true.
Dansby just goes and writes his name back in the lineup.
Like,
well, what am I supposed to do?
By
the way, I want to bat cleanup today, and he's like changing the thing.
Right.
I guess that's that.
I also want to pitch in the 7th. Oh, fine. I guess I have to let you.
I guess in fairness to Craig, he did see firsthand his first year here during that stretch when they didn't put Nico on the IL, but he missed like 9 straight games. Where Nick Madrigal had to be his everyday second baseman, and he didn't want to take any chances after seeing that.
Yeah, that was the season they made Nico play through an injury that then he needed surgery for and wasn't ready to start the season last year.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit. It's like, we have a long tortured history with Cub doctors and them just being bad at it. That might be part of it, but still. So the one guy they seem to either not be able to upgrade over or they don't want to upgrade over is the great Tyler Austin, who apparently
that
$1 million salary. They're like, oh, we got it for $1 million. He's going to hit 40 homers or one. We're not sure, one or the other. But to me, it was like, okay, that made sense. As a right-hander who could play first in the outfield. But that's not bad. I mean, why not? Let's see what we got. And then Craig said, oh no, you won't see him in the outfield.
Why?
It's like, well, what do we really need a one position bench guy that's first base?
Yeah, I think I think that tells you that he may not make the team. I mean, I don't think they care. I think they just wanted to keep him. Like they wanted to figure out what he had because he had a couple of good good years in Korea. So they know.
Yeah, he hasn't played in the big leagues since it's like 6 years since he's played in the big league.
It is
like
crazy.
Somebody was going to give him $1 million to make the team.
Yeah.
So like, all right, fine, we'll give you a major league contract. Worst case scenario, we'll let you go and pay you $1.25 million.
But see, that's why there was the rumor that they were like interested in Miguel Andujar because that would be a guy who would be a better, like a productive version of him. And then I'm sure they, somewhere in their conference room, they sat around the other day and they tried to decide if they should bring Nick Castellanos to camp.
Yeah.
And I think they basically decided and I wrote a whole long thing about that the other day about how teams didn't not sign him because of the wandering into the dugout with the beer during the game. They didn't sign him because he didn't hit lefties at all last year. And that would be the thing you would have him do. It's like, he's not good at it anymore. Right. That's why teams weren't signing him. And then, so the Padres signed him right after they signed Andujar, but then who did they sign? Then they signed somebody else. Yeah. No, they signed another right-handed hitting first baseman.
Did they really?
Day. They've been signing AJ Preller. Apparently, they told him he was getting his extension, and he's just signing guys left and right. I forget who it is. They just brought somebody in.
I don't know about the dead.
Was it on Duhar? Or
he was before?
That feels like
they brought Andahar, and then they signed Castellanos. Maybe
the Pirates signed Marcell Ozuna.
Yeah, have fun with that.
I don't know.
Love when I bring something up on the pod.
I was like, I'm talking about. What are we talking about?
It's not official yet, so it's not on the thing. But they brought somebody else in.
They bring Eric Hosmer back for another go around there, did they?
Ty France.
Ty France.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, former Padre first baseman making a second appearance.
Yes.
Okay.
So you've got a lot of redundancy now in right-handed hitting first baseman. You got 3 of them. And I like the people like, well, Ty could play second. No, he hasn't been able to play second for like 10 years. He weighs like 280 pounds. He's not playing second base. His ass is the size of a tractor.
Right. They wouldn't even put. They moved Cronenworth to second base just so they didn't have to play Arise over there.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Arise is the giant. You know who his infield coach is?
Who?
Ron Washington.
Ron Washington. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
really?
right.
He's Giants.
He's with the Giants now.
That was why the Giants thought they could do it. It's like he's not magic. Like he's a good infield coach.
Does that mean the Giants aren't going to trade for Nico Horner?
That was like the signal that Nico wasn't going to get traded. Was within a couple of days, Arise signed with the Giants, and Brendan Donovan went to the Mariners, and it basically turned away. Other than the Red Sox, that was it. And the Red Sox apparently were more interested in Shaw.
Oh. Yeah, and then they traded for Caleb Durbin from the Brewers.
Yeah. The human
that's
thumb.
right. Damn, so Matt Shaw for Roman Anthony's probably off the table.
I hate to say it, it probably is.
I would have done it. Roman it looks like he's going to take Corbin Carroll's spot on Team USA.
Oh,
there we go.
They're both good. Yeah, that was a.
So I mean, with Matt Shaw getting some reps in right field, I think the one thing you maybe could see is that, look, I'll actually try to be fair to Ian Happ for a second here. That like he is much better of a hitter from the left side of the plate than the right side of the plate. And Matt Shaw does hit lefties well. Maybe you could figure out a lineup where against a tough lefty, you put, say in left, Sean right, or Sean left. Keep saying right, no matter how you want to do it.
I would try to just have one guy playing out of position, not 2.
True.
So I'd put the infielder in left, and let's say I stay in right instead of. But I mean, I guess if he or Lou was convinced Mark DeRosa could play right field. He used to put him in for defense. Something.
Yeah, that's right.
He actually was a pretty good right fielder.
Well,
like I said, I don't think
he was nothing exceptional, but he, but that was the same kind of. He's basically Matt Shaw. He was a shortstop who couldn't throw well enough to play shortstop, who ended up playing a lot of third and a lot of second, and then learned how to play the outfield.
On Bums in the Bleachers last night, my co-host John, he basically tried to say that like they're putting him in the Ben Zobrist mold, which I could see.
Yeah.
Well, I think I have a hunch he's only going to do this for a year, and then he's going to play second base next year.
We'll see.
I kind of feel like they might re-sign Horner. Like, I don't think that they're against that. Like, I don't think Horner's going to cost that much. Like, I don't think that.
I think if I'm Nico, unless the Cubs show me a big offer, I want to be a free agent. The free agent hitting class is bad.
Well,
I know,
and he's going to get overpaid. And
he could get $100 million.
And some team,
I think the Cubs would have to give him $5 and $100 to keep him.
Right. Really? And some team will probably be willing to maybe move him back to shortstop and pay him like one as well.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's okay. At least the Cubs are set at shortstop forever.
What's Dansby got? 3 more years off? 4 more years?
4. That's
that's
we got a lot of Dansby. Yeah. We got a lot of Dansby coming up. A lot of Dansby not hitting.
They're a really, really good defensive team. Like there's a lot to be. There's something to be said for that. I mean, you're hoping to win a lot of games 4-3. I don't know. Maybe Bregman does something.
Yeah, I'm at a point after seeing Dansby with his glove basically be the MVP of the Padres series, I'm fine with whatever we get from Dansby.
They're really good.
That's the only problem, right? Like right now, he's still a really good defensive shortstop. 2 years from now, is he still going to be a really good defensive shortstop?
Yeah, but then you only got 2 years left for the contract.
Is he going to be an average defensive shortstop who can't hit because he kind of stopped hitting?
Right.
And then it's will the Cubs? Would we just, because it's the Jason Hayward thing, he just gets to play forever?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Like when he's got 2 years and $50 million left or whatever it'll be. Like
they're not going to want to turn him into a bench guy for $50 million. But
no, maybe the
same discussion we have with Hayward, which is it's a sunk cost. Why do you? Why are you paying him to make so many outs?
Yes,
but we don't have to worry about that. He should still be productive this
year.
Yeah, I hope. But that's what happens when you sign free agents. You get to the end and usually
it happens. But that's why you have to maximize.
Yeah, and that's why if you're a big market team, you basically are like, it doesn't matter at the end. We'll just do what we have to do.
Right.
But the Cubs do not operate in that mode.
No.
They operate in he's a team leader and we're paying him all this money and we got to play him every day. Well, you don't. We really don't. Yeah, so I kind of wonder. So the Cubs basically, if you figure you've got Shaw and you got whoever the other catcher is, and then you have
Amaya, right?
Well, I mean Amaya or whichever one's not starting.
Yeah, Kelly.
Amaya or the great Carson Kelly. Who?
Oh, I think in general on the team. Why would
my buddies over at Bleacher Nation? I think it was Cerami wrote a whole thing about why are people sleeping on the Cubs catching tandem. And I was like, I'm going to read this just because I'm going to hope he makes the case that Miguel Amaya is going to be a really good player. And now Carson, still look at Carson Kelly.
He's banking on Carson
plus from last year. It's like, goddamn, how many fucking times do we have to point out that literally after May, he was a sub replacement level hitter. Like he had such a great April that his numbers looked fine. And I get it. He hit a home run in the playoffs. That's great.
I don't even remember that. Did he should not get.
Yeah, he hit one game 1. Him and Seiya, where they were the whole offense.
Oh, that's right. Yes, okay. Yep.
Oh, but there's still people out there. He basically has like copied Barry Bonds' stats or stance, except from the right side. And they're like, yeah, you can hit like Barry. It's like he can't hit like Barry now. Like if Barry, if Barry showed up for a week to play for the Cubs, he would out hit Carson, and he's 60 whatever years old. He's older than Tony Clark.
Anyone got any needles on him to help Carson Kelly out?
Carson eats that.
Barry goes to lots of Giants games. Barry's not as big as he was.
Wonder why that is.
Maybe he got into like marathon running.
Could be.
So I think there are 3 guys. So you figure then if you have they have 3 guys either fighting for 2 spots if Tyler Austin is a key component of this, or you got 4 guys fighting for 2 spots. And that would be Tyler Austin. I guess there's another guy. I should put Kevin Alcantara in there. I just think the automatic is you send him to Iowa because you can.
Yeah, you got
and he's got options. So yeah.
So would you say Austin the catcher, Shaw, and you got 1 spot left?
Well, I'm saying say we know you've got Shaw and you've got Kelly. I'm going to make Miguel the starting catcher. So Carson Kelly, they're on the bench. Now you've got Tyler Austin, Dylan Carlson, Justin Dean, and Chaz McCormick.
Yeah.
Fighting for 2 spots.
I'm rooting like hell for it to be Dylan Carlson.
You still, whether you do Shaw or not, you still need a backup outfielder.
Yeah. It's funny, too. If you remember last year, so they broke camp with only 4 outfielders on their roster, and it was including Seiya, who was mainly a DH, too. And, luckily it didn't backfire on them at any point up until the time that Happ had to go on the IL in mid-May. But you think about it, like, Seiya's probably good for an IL stint per year, and then, Pete, who's like running full speed on every ball in an outfield with a brick wall and ivy. And it's like, maybe it might be wise to carry an extra outfielder here or there.
Well, you got Alcantara down at AAA. You'll have Alcantara ready to go.
Yeah. It's kind of like it's kind of like teams don't really have to carry a second shortstop.
Yeah.
True.
But you have to have somebody who can finish a game.
Right.
You know, like if you're not going to have a real backup shortstop, but Dansby pulls his hamstring in the third inning, somebody's got to play the next 6 innings before you can recall the guy from AAA.
Yes.
And that's kind of the way they were looking at it last year with the outfielders. And I wonder who they would have stuck out there. Probably, who was the bench? They had Bruhan, and he was an outfielder.
Bruhan,
John Birdie, maybe. I don't know.
And I'm sure for the first few weeks, the great Gage Workman could play anywhere.
Oh yeah.
But that's sort of the thing, is that you kind of find those guys early on. It doesn't really matter like if they can hit much. You're only talking about maybe getting a couple plate appearances a week for any of those folks. Like I feel like it's just going to be Chas McCormick.
Well, it's okay. So he has a weird contract thing. He can more easily be sent to Iowa than, like, they can't send Carlson to Iowa.
Right.
If they send him, he goes through waivers and he probably gets claimed.
Well, he doesn't go through
really?
waivers.
They could. I thought he signed to a minor league deal.
Or I forget how it is. It's something about his contract. Either like he can, I think maybe he can leave at the end of spring training if he doesn't make the roster, and Chaz can't.
Right.
So it was like the one
that
catcher
puts
the
him
Cubs had a couple years ago.
If it's close, Carlson's going to make the team, right? Because you can keep. Then you don't have to make the decision right away. You could try it out, and you're not losing anybody. And I don't know. I don't know if Justin Dean has options left or not.
But he didn't sign a major league contract, did he?
I don't think so.
I thought he was on the 40-man.
Oh.
Maybe not.
Oh, maybe he is. Oh, maybe he is. Maybe you're right.
Because didn't they have to claim him? He kept getting passed around this offseason.
Yeah, you might be right.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm dreaming. Yeah, he's on the 40-man.
Okay.
So if he has an option, then that's easy. He's going down too. Well, he got the Nick Madrigal jersey. He's number 1. Good. I can finally wear my Madrigal jersey to the park again because somebody's wearing one.
You didn't have your Doug Strange number 1 jersey that you wore all the time?
I was a Rick Rona. That was mine. Rick Rona was my number 1. I remember he would wear it, and then the strap on his chest protector would cover it, and it looked like he didn't have he wasn't wearing a number. Looked like he bought like a giveaway jersey with just blank on the back.
Yeah,
which they probably did. Oh, thank God, James Triantos is on the 40-man roster.
Oh, is it real? Okay, well there you go.
I wouldn't want to lose that ball fire.
I'm sure he can play anywhere.
He's number 95. I hope he keeps it if he ever gets called up.
Like a hockey player.
Great 95s in Chicago history. Richard Dent and James Triantos.
Or if you're me and Oleg that watch the Blackhawks a lot, Ilya Mikheyev.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
MS hockey.
So I don't know. I'd like to see. I'm with you. I'd like to see Carlson. I'd like to see him play well enough to warrant staying. Because
Carlson,
it would be nice to have. Yes. It would be nice to have. He's a switch hitter.
Yeah.
He's all of those 3 guys are good defensive outfielders. McCormick is probably the best. Dean's good. Carlson doesn't have as good a range as those 2, but the fucker can really throw.
Okay.
To the point where I think he's probably like another one failed season away from Dylan's coming back as a pitcher.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah, he can apparently throw in the 90s.
Cool. So it's gonna be the new, or the reverse Rick Ankiel.
He's left-handed, so he could be Ankiel, but he who was the guy from oh crap. Oh, it kills me to get old and I forget everybody.
What, Joey Gallo or?
No, the Cubs had a guy. He bounced around forever, a bunch of teams, and Ron Mahay. Ron Mahay was a failed position player who had a long career as a reliever. He was with the Cubs.
That happened
twice. Maybe
I think that happens. Kenley Jensen is a converted.
Yeah, he was
pitcher.
a catcher.
Yeah,
but Mahay is one of the rare guys who made it to the big leagues and then came back as a pitcher.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Interesting. Okay.
And he's from
Somewhere in the
He's from
south
Palos.
suburbs, right?
Yeah, he's Palos Heights.
Okay.
Where's his batting? Yeah, he played in 95 with the Red Sox. Hit 200, 273. I don't know what position he played. And then they said, all right, you can't hit. And
he was a lefty, right?
Yeah, he pitched for 1, 2.
I remember when the Cubs got him. He had a weird
He
weird
played
motion.
14 years in the big leagues. I think he pitched for 11.
He didn't throw that hard, did he? Like, it wasn't like obvious that he probably just pitched amateur. Like, it wasn't like he had this arm and they converted him like they do with a lot of
Yeah, I don't remember him. He had a good year with the Cubs.
Yeah.
In 01. And not so good in 02. He was kind of the original Brian Dunsing. So 2001 with the Cubs, 2.61 ERA. 2002 with the Cubs, 8.59 ERA.
Oh, yeah, too bad.
But he had 10.5 strikeouts per innings in 2001.
Oh, maybe he did. But I don't
for his career, it was only 7.4. So yeah, he was more of it. He
okay.
became a crafty lefty at some point.
In one year, 2001?
2001, 10.5, but for his career, it was 7.4.
Yeah. In 2001 was before they cracked down on, the juice.
Well, they didn't crack down in 2002, so it doesn't explain why he sucked. I think he just lost his.
Maybe it was just like
like
1 year.
Find his syringe.
Yeah, like Brady Anderson.
I don't know. I don't know where they are. Screw it. I don't need them.
Get a false sense of confidence.
I was watching college baseball last weekend. I always do it. The first college baseball weekend of the season, I always go to ESPN Plus and watch parts of a few games just to watch baseball again. And I'm always reminded that college baseball kind of sucks. Like it's baseball, but it's not. But they do so many. Like the umps have to check their hands. Like
is that
yeah. And I was like, I know a bunch of guys that played baseball at NIU that I would not have wanted to touch their hands ever, much less. I knew where those hands went, and it's like, okay, they're mostly there's that guy has you do whatever you do, don't wave a black light over that hand.
Yeah,
just you don't want to know what's on. Don't touch the NIU bullpen, guys. Just don't. You don't want to do it.
Oh,
you know what they're doing down in the bullpen. They got a screen they can pull in front of them. It's just a bunch of recent wires.
It was kind of fun, like one of the complaints, it's not a complaint, but one of the difficulties I have when I watch hockey is that like I'm still trying to learn the game a little bit, right? I've never been like a hockey player, so I'm still kind of trying to learn the game, and it's really hard to do when you watch NHL players play because everything moves so fast that you're not really like even going to the game. You're trying to watch everything, and it's hard to figure out the formation sometimes or just exactly what they're doing on the ice. But I went to see like a beer league hockey game. And it's like, oh, now I see what they're trying to do.
Right. Once you see,
like, this is
some
better.
Scrubs
I thought this was heading. I thought you were going to say you've started to go to Pee Wee hockey.
Oh, yeah.
As long as they're 500 yards from a grade school, you can go. It should be the first thing you ask when you go to a Pee Wee hockey game is how many yards from the closest grade school is this?
Right.
Oh, I'm good. Okay, thanks. What's that guy doing? Why does he have his hands in his pockets so much?
Oh man. I was at the bar the other day at Cody's and trying to make fun of the bartender. One of the bartenders came up on my Facebook friends suggestions. So I clicked on her and I told her that I was Facebook stalking her a little bit. And I'm like, man, you were really cute in 2007. She looks at me, she goes, when I was 17. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh no.
Whoops. Oh, never mind.
Whoops.
Well, I mean, if you want, you can come out to Rockford and watch the Ice Hogs, or is that too fast for you too? Is that too fast?
That might be.
I don't know. I don't know. It's the AHL All-Star Game has already passed. It's in Rockford this year.
Right.
Yeah, I know. I think it was last week.
Oh, did I miss it? Oh,
yeah.
I did. I just missed it. Was last weekend. God damn it.
I do like keep talking about it with friends. Like head out there like on a Sunday, watch the Wolves or something.
I got the newspaper gave me passes. My wife and I went a few years ago, and we got to be in the VIP section, which is down at one end, and Gene Honda was there.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
and I was
nice.
thinking, why? This is what you do on your day off as you come down one. He had to have gotten paid to do something.
Right. Well,
there's no way Gene was there
treated
just
like
for
a
fun.
rock star. Like
But I looked at him, and a guy, he looked like Gene Honda. And so I was doing this creepy thing where I was like trying to get close enough to hear him because he was talking to somebody.
Yeah.
And it was very clearly him. I mean, nobody sounds like Gene. And I was like, I'm pointing to my wife. Like, Gene
Voice
Honda.
of God, yeah.
She's like, who the fuck is Gene Honda? I'm like, oh, never mind.
Forget it.
Never mind. You don't know when you're around greatness.
Right. You haven't gone in enough White Sox or Blackhawks games.
Meanwhile, the Cub guy is like trying to host a talk show on a bus or whatever. I don't know what shit that guy's up to. It's like, you don't have to put everything you do on social media. It's just a tip. It's kind of sad at this point. I know you make $75 a game doing the games at Wrigley, and you need another hustle, but
yeah, it's how the Ricketts pay for the PA guy.
I wonder what it really is. It can't be very much. Those aren't real employees. They just get paid by the day, and it's
really,
yeah.
It's the same. Like it's like if you didn't have them under contract, they could just kind of leave it. Do you think there's a prestige? I mean, there must be.
I don't know. I think like Wayne has somehow made like a whole career out of it.
Yeah.
Like what Messmer,
That's
he's paid to do all kinds of stuff. I think there are tangible other benefits, like being like I'm sure you get to MC lots of stuff because you're the voice of the Cubs and you get paid to do other stuff. And but they don't pay shit. They don't pay. The official score doesn't make anything, and the PA announcer doesn't make anything. And
I mean, Gene Honda gets recognized at Rockford
Ice Hockey games by creepy guys who like lean over and very clearly eavesdropping. He's like, well, the doctor said it might be a polyp, but can I help you? Gene Honda.
The problem is
test results.
he was likely the only Asian person in Rockford, Illinois at the time. So,
that's not fair. I'm sure there's somebody in on the food court thing was making egg rolls or something. Wait, he's Asian. I was gonna say, wait, he's Asian? Maybe it was a Gene Honda.
What?
Yeah, his last name's Honda.
I want to say, I drive one of yours, Gene. An Accord. Go away, son. Okay, thanks. One of the big stories, and I know they run out of stuff pretty fast to talk about spring training. Unless somebody gets hurt. That's always exciting. Somebody gets hurt. Or until the games start. And then you can obsess over like the inning and a half that a guy plays before he goes, heads to the bar for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
But we're getting a lot of talk about how Alex Bregman makes everybody better.
I read that. Yeah. I guess it's the whole thing.
It's funny. There was that whole article, Ken Rosenthal wrote it in The Athletic, about him going around telling like Hobie Milner and a bunch of other pitchers about like how he knew they tipped their pitches.
Yeah. Yes.
And about how great this was. And I thought, all right. Alex was at the center of the biggest sign stealing scandal in sports history.
Yeah, good point.
Yep.
But we're supposed to still act like it's adorable that he goes up and tells people. And I know it's different. Like now, so like, allegedly, he has to like figure it out. And I know there is a utility to that. I mean, like the White Sox kept fucking Joe Nosek around as a coach for a decade because apparently he could occasionally steal the third base coach's sign. Like he got employed for a decade because every once in a while he'd be like, "Oh, they're going to hit and run." See, I knew they were going to hit and run. I forgot to tell you, but I have I know the sign now. Okay, what? So I know there's some utility to it, and pitchers get, it doesn't take much to, some smart, very observant players figure all kinds of stuff out. So I'm sure it'll help.
Yeah. If I remember,
that's not illegal. Like stealing
no,
signs
it's not illegal. If I remember right, and I know we all love this guy on the podcast, but this is the reason why like Ryan Dempster always did the glove shake that he did to try to
yeah. Well, pitchers have all sorts of things like that, right? That they
instead of just figuring out like a not attention grabbing way to do it. He had to do that instead. It's of course that's how you do it.
Well, there might be
surprised he wasn't like in this motion yelling, "I'm not throwing a
Yeah. I'm not defending. I don't want to defend Ryan Dumpster, but there is something to it that maybe it brings attention to that instead of something else. That
Well, I mean, he was dominant, and once he started doing that,
he was so good with it.
But no, yeah, that's 100% why he did it, because apparently he threw a splitter, and he was very conscious of the fact guys who throw splitters always tend to, as soon as they take the ball, they get the splitter grip.
Yeah.
Because when you switch to another grip, it's not obvious. But if you start with something else and you have to really dig in, then the batter knows you're throwing a splitter. And apparently it was something with the way he was tilting his glove. Batters could tell if it was still going to be the splitter or not. And so his solution to that was to waggle the glove, not to like figure out how a consistent way to hold the glove. Like every other pitcher in the world, just say, I'm just going to hold it like this. I also think you could use it to your advantage if you knew you tipped, and then you were self-aware enough to know in a big moment not to do it.
Yeah.
Or tip.
That's a good point.
Tip some other pitch.
Yeah, just every once in a while, decide, fuck it. You want to see what I'm doing? Do I do this instead? But I'm a guy who plays. I play MLB The Show, and I played a lot, and I finally realized that there are certain pitchers. I know that. Because when I pitch in the show, I use the angle behind the pitcher. When you pick your pitch, the pitcher changes his grip.
Even in the glove?
Yeah.
When you see it?
I became fascinated by that. Like, look at that. I didn't know it did that. I'm sure there's other people like, yeah, I saw that 48 seconds after I started playing the game, not years after, but I just noticed it. No, I think it's fun. I just think I feel like the Cubs are overselling the intangible part of Bregman, because it's like, he's still good, right?
Right.
Like, you don't have to justify the salary by the other stuff. Like, he still should be a productive player. That's why you signed him.
It's one of those things that makes you nervous about, like, are we sure this guy's good? And then, like, if you look on, this is kind of unrelated, but what the hell? Like, on Fangraphs, he was projected to, like, not be all that great. I think he's only projected to have, like, a 2.3 WAR this season by Fangraphs, which, seems pretty damn low. I would hope it's higher than that for what they're paying him. But I mean, it's starting to get a little like, did we sign you because you're still a great player? Or did we sign you because you're this guy that is going to like guide everyone along? Or, hopefully both, but.
It'd be just like them to pay $30 million for another coach.
Yeah.
No, I feel like it's almost like somebody wrote it and then everybody else is just piling on. Like, no, I had that same idea about Alex. I'm gonna write the same column and I'm gonna interview him and I'm gonna ask him about this instead. But I think it's probably instructive that players like they want to talk to him. It was funny. Who was talking about Pete? And about, obviously, Justin Turner had a really good like influence on Pete. Like, they would take early hitting together and they would do stuff. But they said Pete is just like naturally curious. Like, as soon as they got Carlos Santana, he was like following Carlos around asking for tips. And I was like, well, maybe that's why he was so bad in September, because he was talking to Carlos Santana. The two of us are going to come by for one hit this month.
I mean, to be fair, he was also bad in July and August too, but
right. But no, I mean, Bregman and they're already working on stuff together, which is funny. That it's like, you almost feel like Alex is like, all right, fine. We know that these coaches are morons. I'll just tell you what to do. There's a whole thing now about, the Giants have their college coach manager, Tony Vitello.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he's talking about how they have one of the best catchers in baseball, Patrick Bailey. He's really good. Gold glove catcher.
Yeah.
But Tony's like, we might call the pitches from the dugout because that's what we do in Tennessee. And we're just going to do that up here. But the funny thing about it is no one would know if they didn't tell people, because apparently you can use PitchCom in the dugout.
Oh, yeah.
So like no one would have
okay.
to know they were doing that. It's not like you have to like Patrick has to sit and look in the thing and get the sign like they, and then call it.
Yeah, that would work, I guess, if you just wanted to like put the headset in both the pitcher and catcher's ear, but like the button to select the pitch is in the hands of the coaches.
Yeah,
that could work. Yeah.
And they said more and more teams do that. Like it's really not like there are a lot of like well, this is not shocking. The Rockies are going to do that this year.
Yeah.
But they're going to do it because they were going to do it because their pitching coach came from, I think, the Marlins, and they did it there last year. So he's just going to do it again.
Well, and Hunter Goodman is kind of young, right? He's not, maybe not. I don't know. The catcher is an offensive catcher. Like, I don't know how good he is defensively.
Well,
but here's the other thing.
Hunter Goodman's Rockies. You're thinking of Patrick Bailey is the guy.
Well, no, this guy's going to the Rockies, and the Rockies are going to do the.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
He's talking about the Rockies. Yeah. I'm wondering now, like, how much defensive catching will really truly change now that you have the challenge system. Did we talk about this? Was that on here that we talked about? Like, I don't like maybe guys like Moises Ballesteros,
or Sammy Ballesteros.
Yeah.
Moises Basallo and Sammy Ballesteros.
Like maybe there is a
chance. Any of them from Mexico? Venezuela?
Yeah, right.
Jesus. You were so excited that I got that wrong.
I was very excited that you got that wrong. It was very funny.
The only thing I know about Javier Assad is the only thing I want to know is what the fuck what the glasses is. Because I don't think they're prescription.
To be fair, Andy, here's the thing.
He's not playing racquetball.
If I could post pictures in the replies in the article, then I would have not had to post it in the Slack. Just because I really wanted to make that joke, right? Posting the Johnny Dangerously thing. Like, I really want to make that joke when I read it. I'm like, I can't do it. Like, I'm not going to describe the picture because that's stupid.
That's what you should have done. I'll picture this.
But I really want to use that joke.
I think it would be. Oh, I want to talk about the catcher thing, but I was thinking about this.
Yeah.
Would it be funny? This would happen to the Cubs. What if you tell the pitching coach is gonna call the pitches, but the catcher also has, and they're both calling them, and the pitcher doesn't know. Like one guy, he's like fastball, slider. He's just standing out there like, who am I supposed to listen to?
Make up your mind, guys.
Do you ever see that? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm going to go on a.
Do you ever see that one video of like Matthew Stafford when he's mic'd up and Sean McVay's just talking his ear?
Yeah.
And he just goes, he's still talking.
So it's a good question about will the catchers.
Yeah.
I don't think it changes that much with the challenge system. I think it changes 100% when inevitably, like, they're only going to do this challenge thing for a while, and then it's just going to be every pitch is going to get called. Then, because with the challenge thing, you only get two you only get two unsuccessful ones.
Yes.
And I think there probably will be, like, if you have a really good defensive catcher, guy who frames well, he could literally steal pitches from the batter. Where the batter looks more like a strike to the batter than it really was, so he doesn't challenge.
But I think
Yachty would still be great under the system.
I think batters are just very, very trained to see, like the good ones especially, are just very, very good at seeing where the pitch crosses the plate, and they don't even. I don't know if they even look at the catcher or not.
No, I would imagine. I think you'd be a really bad hitter if you were following the ball all the way back to the mitt.
Oh, you're like.
But I do feel like sometimes if it's borderline, and I think you could probably like feel the catcher a little bit. Like you can almost feel like this guy really had to like reach for that. And I know that was a fucking ball. And look at this, the catcher barely caught it. Yeah, I think I just feel like some guys present it better, and even the hitter then would be like, oh fuck, should I challenge? I don't know if I challenge this or not. And then you only get a couple seconds, and it's over. You don't get a chance.
Yeah, right.
But there's also so many pitches in a game, and you can only. I mean, in theory, like
as long as you keep
you
getting
can
them
challenge
right.
a bunch, because if you're right, you're fine.
Right.
But every team is going to have like at least one rat ass who blows at least one challenge a game.
Yeah.
Because you just can't believe that was, and they're like, no. And they were talking about there are very few teams that are going to let their pitchers challenge. at all. Like they're just going to leave it up to the catcher. In fact,
Right.
Terry Francona was like, "We're not letting a pitch. Every pitcher thinks every pitch is a strike. No, they don't get to challenge.
Yeah.
Only the catcher is responsible." And I'm sure some teams are going to have to tell some hitters, "No."
No.
Like Pete. Like, we know you don't know what a strike is.
Yeah.
You don't get to challenge.
Say
You got to save it for Seiya. Because
there
Seiya
you
gets
go.
fucked
Took the
8
words right
times
out
a
of my
game.
mouth. Yes.
Only Seiya can challenge because he needs them. Don't blow Seiya's challenges.
Even in the All-Star game, like that whole 2 limit was never an issue because they kept getting it right. Like no matter what the challenge was, they just kept getting it right because
I think
you're so trained.
Yeah,
to
I
see
think
it.
what you'll find is I think there will be a very high success rate when major league players challenge. They're going to be right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you there. Yes, but that's kind of my point. Like, does that put Moises Ballesteros back and play to be a catcher?
Well, certainly, I think makes it.
Does it play?
You're less to if
Ward could go back to catching. I'm kidding. How about
I don't know about Kyle. You're less like framing will be less important. So if you think that's his deficiency, it's de-emphasized. So I would think he can. I would think maybe a year from now they're comfortable with him just being the other catcher.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Although that gets tricky because if he's DH and he's your catcher, when Amaya inevitably gets hurt because he gets hurt all the time.
But if he's your
you've
third
lost
catcher.
the DH for that game again. But and it'll happen at the worst possible moment.
Well,
bases loaded. Dude.
We'll have
comes Daniel Palencia to hit. Like what?
We'll have the great Ethan Conrad up by then to DH.
Well, I'm saying Moises needs a spot. If he's your backup catcher, you got to give him a lineup somehow.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think I have irrational confidence in Moises.
Me too.
Me
too. He's just really
good.
That's
why when Jesse said the thing about Shaw playing, it's like, fuck you. Like your DH is going to hit 300 this year. You're not going to be playing Shaw. Fuck that. There's a reason he's an extra guy. Because he's flailing from the ass all but for 6 weeks last year. What's his stance like this week? It's interesting. I will be interested in the ABS thing. It begs the question. Did I use that right? Huey will tell me. I don't think
you'll hear about it.
If you can get some of the pitches right, why don't you just get them all right? Why are
that's my whole point, right? It's like, why even bother with the challenges?
And I feel like it's inevitable. I feel like this is like baby step. They're putting this in, and eventually, you're just going to do it.
It's the first step towards it. Yeah.
Well, just why bother with the challenges? It takes it's a split second. Like it's either a strike or it's not. It literally is a split second.
Did you see the nonsense with the way their broadcasters now have to change the way they use the box? It has to be on a delay in the ballpark, and it can no longer indicate whether it's a ball or strike.
That's right. I did hear about that.
Because they think teams are somehow going to relay when to challenge. Like, you don't have time. No. You literally don't have time to do that.
And like the broadcast will be on a 10-second delay
from the scoreboard. So from the
I'm saying when we're watching a game at home, and they're still going to let them draw the strike zone. But you know how when the ball goes across, it'll show you whether it was a ball or strike and what the mile per hour is.
Right.
They are no longer allowed to show whether it was a ball or strike because they think somebody somehow is going to be able to relay within the 2 seconds the batter or the pitcher has to challenge. It's like, so you're just going to screw up the broadcast so that, I guess I'm not as worried about it. I think it's weird they're doing this.
Yeah.
Those things, and maybe they're going to, there's a better reason for it. Maybe they don't feel the reason to explain it. Those things aren't always right.
They're not. They're not. They even tell you that that's not.
We found this out famously in 2015 with like that one game that Phil Cuzzy umpired.
Was so fucked up. Yeah.
Right.
And you couldn't rely on it at all.
Right.
But I just think it's funny that they're like, okay, well, we're going to have to change the way we broadcast because we don't want somebody in the clubhouse to, it's like, how is that going to happen?
Yeah.
And honestly, who cares if it does? It's either right or wrong.
Yep.
I guess, just for
that's even more to the point of just getting rid of the challenge system, because then who cares if it's delayed or not?
Right. If you get rid of that, then we're just and then they should get to the broadcast have the official one.
Yeah.
So
whatever. Sure.
Right. Or
so
make it
better than anybody.
Make it where like whatever TVs are in the ballpark don't show it, but like everyone watching at home or in the bar can see that.
Well, there's the idea. I guess part of the idea is like,
well, that's supposed to be part of it. Is that the TVs like in the clubhouses have to be delayed like 9 seconds.
Right.
So
Okay,
it's
they
too
encrypt
long
it. Yeah.
to do it. But they're still going to. I think that was the compromise to still. They didn't for a while. They weren't going to. None of that on-screen stuff was going to be there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, that's stupid. Fans are going to get pissed. I mean, a bunch of us threw a fit when he made the letters on the back of the jersey smaller. Imagine when something like, if you try to do something like this, we're really going to lose our shit. But yeah, to me, it's inevitable that at some point we're just the strike zone is a real thing, and the ump's just going to get a little buzzer. Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was
Well, just get it right or not. Like, it's okay if the ump calls. Like I said, for 80% of the pitches, it's obvious. It's just the ones that aren't is the only time when you got to do something.
Right.
So who cares?
This is how Rob Manfred makes
80%.
the Astros pay back for the sign stealing scandal, is teach them the technology of every time it's a strike. You know, you guys got the technology that you hooked up to Jose Altuve. Give it a little buzz whenever it's, actually in the strike zone.
You got to wear it on your nuts now.
Right.
Right, like it's a shock collar.
Every time there's a strike,
dog shock collar.
You just see Bregman like, oh, God.
Yeah, like one of those shock collars for dogs. Yeah,
he's yelling to Edward Cabrera, "Don't throw a ball! Throw a ball!"
Pitch around him.
So the Cubs have a new marketing slogan.
Oh, geez.
And this is clearly the biggest. Like somewhere there's a marketing agency that got paid big money.
What would that marketing slogan
literally
be?
For this?
Just for this?
It was just like, what do you got? I don't know. We got nothing. How about this? It's perfect. Let's do it.
Wait, that's what it is?
No, this. It's eventually it's going to turn into like a who's on first type of thing.
Yeah.
This is at first. That's on second.
Right before we came on, I said, I want to talk about this. And Oleg just leaned in like, what? He's waiting with bated breath.
He was waiting for you to show something on your webcam.
I'm like, are you going to share it? Really? Because the same thing happened when Praz texted. I was like, I guess we're going to have to talk about this. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking about? What? You going to send something?
Right.
It was just, I saw it and I was like, oh, come on. Like, that's fine.
It's so bad.
Why do they do them? Like,
It's
honestly,
so
I
bad.
forgot. Last year's was be here for it, right? Like, how long did they use it for? A week? I don't even remember it.
Yeah.
It was so probably funny. On like every
The one thing
Instagram
I remember
post
that they did that I thought was really good. I don't know if maybe every team, I don't think every team did. I think just the Cubs did. You remember when right before the first playoff game, they had the Anthony Rizzo narrated thing.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was fantastic.
His like the little hype reel about the Cubs coming back to the playoffs. It was really good. Like
those are always good. Those are
to
like
me,
whenever they used to.
The Cubs media group is really good. Like the stuff they do. But then there was the marquee ones who were not so good. And then, but they always go outside and hire some marketing agency to do the campaign, and it's never as good. So you clearly have people you're already paying who are better at this than these other people. Stop it. But it's usually somebody. It's
right. I did find this out earlier.
Ricketts is doing a favor for some other rich guy by kicking him the account to do this fucking season theme or whatever. And it's
I did find this out earlier today that apparently this is not the first time that this has been an official hashtag in baseball. Apparently the 2015 White Sox used hashtag
Are you serious?
this as their official hashtag at one point. So the Cubs are literally copying off of an underperforming, not yet rebuilding White Sox team.
It's not even the first time somebody's used it in town. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I can remember at a college I worked at, we had an ad agency was trying to come up with a theme for our recruitment campaign, and they came up with like 6 nice ones, that they thought were great. And we're sitting in the conference room, and I was tasked with telling, all right, when they do this, think about how we could either get made fun of, or if you think you've seen it before. And all 6 were either easily like parodied and would be funny, or were like direct ripoffs from like almost direct competition.
Oh wow!
And it's like, all right, did you Google how much time did you spend on like they're using like 3 of them were literally like current ad campaigns from other colleges within 40 miles of us.
Oh jeez.
And it's like, we can't use any of this. But yeah, I mean, this is so good. Like immediately I saw it and immediately went, oh, I got to find a picture of Ian Happ dropping a fly ball and I'll just put this on it.
Yeah.
And then it's so easy to flip it around. We know because of Matt Eberflus already did the homework for us with the hits principle.
Yeah.
It's the same 4 letters. We know how to mix them around and immediately have shit. Like what are you doing? Why do you think this is a good idea? We can recycle our old Eberflus stuff and now just apply it to the Cubs.
Oh God. Excellent. Good work all around.
So I want to talk about this. Robert Duvall died. And he's 95. So it's, what did he die of? Being 95.
Scuba diving.
But I had just watched The Natural on Saturday night with the great Max Mercy. And I still can't understand how. So if you remember in the movie, Max meets young Roy Hobbs. And I love the fact that there's a scene at the beginning of the movie with Robert Redford and Glenn Close where they're supposed to be 17 years old and they're both in their late 40s. And there is very little attempt other than with Redford. They put him in like an oversized sweater, trying to make it look like he's smaller. And with Glenn, they put her hair in like a ponytail, like she's a kid. And then they kind of try to not light them well, but they run to each other in a field and give each other a hug. And she tells him he loves him. And he's like, oh, and he immediately goes and gets on a train. And Barbara Hershey winks at him. He's like, oh, this fuck Glenn Close. But anyway, so you meet Max. He's a syndicated sports reporter in 1923. Okay. Because 16 years later is 1939. So 23.
Yeah.
And he's with the Whammer. Joe Don Baker is clearly being Babe Ruth. And Roy ends up in a contest, ends up striking out the Whammer on 3 pitches. And literally somebody says to somebody else, you are never going to forget this as long as you live. 16 years later, same guy, Roy Hobbs, walks into a clubhouse. Max Mercy looks at him and goes, have we ever met? It's like, you were just the most memorable thing ever. This teenager who looks like a 45-year-old striking out the greatest hitter in the world. And he drew a little cartoon about it. And he had to go back to his files and find it. And then he could show it to him later. Like, I know who you are. It's like, whatever. But anyway, Robert Duvall was in that. I love that movie. It's, it's got its flaws, but it's a very good baseball movie. But it was funny because I've decided I'm going to watch a bunch of baseball movies before the season starts, revisit some of my old favorites.
That's a good idea.
And I was looking for one on Friday night and I couldn't find one. I was going to have to pay for them all. It's like, I have every streaming service, but every baseball movie I want to watch other than Major League is annoying. Yeah. You still have to pay for it. And I was flipping around and I ended up with an inadvertent baseball movie.
Okay.
It's very loose, but this is real. And it was crazy because I laughed as soon as
Robert Duvall was in?
No, Robert Duvall wasn't in it. It was The Long Goodbye with Elliot Gould. Where he's playing
I was going to guess the Naked Gun scenes with.
Well, no, I know there's baseball in that. So in The Long Goodbye, which is it's a Robert Altman movie. It's a really good movie. And Elliot Gould's great in it. And the second person you meet in the movie is played by, I swear to God, I didn't know he was in this movie, is played by Jim Bouton.
Oh.
Get out.
Yes.
Wow.
He plays like this character who the whole plot revolves around. And I'm looking at him like, I think that's Jim Bouton. That can't be Jim Bouton. I must have baseball on the brain. And it's very clearly it was Jim Bouton. So I went to watch a baseball movie. I gave up and I ended up watching a crime drama that the former New York Yankee pitcher and knuckleballer who wrote one of the greatest baseball books of all time, Ball 4, is in. And he's only in like 3 movies in his whole life.
Yeah.
So
I wonder why it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's very good.
Ooh, okay. I'll check that out sometime soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch. It's one of those. I went back and I've been trying to figure out what movies I haven't seen that are on the AFI. And there's a bunch on the AFI Top 100. I realized I had never seen Casablanca. And so I watched that a couple weeks ago, and it's amazing. It's so good. It's so much fun to watch. It's so good, especially these days. So I got like I'm kind of going through. What was the other one that I didn't? What was the movie where Al Pacino plays the cop?
Al Pacino plays the cop. That one. Where's where Al plays the Italian guy? What movie? That movie. Well, it's not Scarface. It's the only one. Because he's Cuban in that.
Sorry about that. Serpico?
Serpico.
Serpico. That's it.
Serpico.
Serpico.
Yep.
Serpico.
You've seen Dog Day Afternoon, right?
Yeah, that's another one I got. I've never seen that.
Oh, you've never seen that?
No.
Oh, it's a great movie.
I know. Oh, yeah. It's one of the John.
That's where you get the John Cazale. Is it Cazale? Cazale. I would never know which way to say it. I never know whether to hit the E or not. But he was only in, 6 movies in the L1?
Yep.
Oscars?
5, 4 or 5 or something like that. That's Mike Donahue's favorite thing.
Yeah.
Mine is Nils Lofgren, the guitar player, is in that camp. He's only been in 2 bands, and they were Neil Young's Crazy Horse and Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band.
There you go. I've seen all the original AFI 100 list. I've seen them all.
Really?
Because I went and I watched the ones I hadn't seen.
Yeah. I say I got to do it. Like I keep putting it off.
And you know who wrote Casablanca, right?
Who?
Oh, you don't know this?
Huh.
The Epstein twins.
Oh,
Theo's great uncles.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Right,
I thought you meant another Epstein.
No, not. When I talk Epstein files, I'm talking Theo.
Yeah.
I've been on the Theo Epstein island many times. Yeah, the only thing I want to talk about real quick, we're going on an hour and 20, but Tom met the team again.
Oh,
every
yeah.
year. And he said, he gives us. I pretty much give the same speech every year. That's why I wrote about, take towels home, you owe us for the cost of the towel and the service charge.
I laughed a lot at that.
But I will give him credit, not that it means anything, but he typically is in the, we just need to get to the playoffs, and we get to the playoffs and he win. And he said this time in the interview afterwards, where he had, and I had to ask a sports writer friend of mine because I could see the guy and I'm like, I know who that is, and I can't figure out who that is. It was this guy looming behind him. Yeah. And it was his crisis PR guy, Dennis Culleton. Yeah. And I couldn't think of Dennis Culleton's name. He was back there, but he said, this is an actual Tom Rick's quote, "We just need to win more World Series." He actually said it. I'm like, well,
he got the memo.
Like, it shouldn't be news, right?
Yeah.
Like, the owner should say that, but he doesn't say that. He basically said, he said one thing that gets taken out of context. And as much as I like to make fun of him, I heard the way he said it, I know what he meant. When it basically said, what about the lockout? And he said, well, just tell fans to enjoy the games this year. But the way he said it was clearly, we're going to have a really fun season. Don't worry about the lockout. But the way you can also read it on paper. It's like, that's like the threat. It's like the knife to the throat.
Right.
Just enjoy these games. That's all you're ever going to get. It's not, he clearly did not say it that way.
It sounds very similar to what one of your uncles, the Dolan family that owns the Cleveland franchise, once said about Francisco Lindor when it was coming up on contract time for him. Like, enjoy him while you got him. I think I remember there was like a famous quote about that. Yeah.
Or did the Cincinnati owner say, like,
what else?
That was something different. That was like,
who else are they going to root for?
It was like, where else are you going to go? Yeah.
It was Bob Castellini. He said, you just need to win more World Series. And apparently they asked him about the luxury tax, and he said, what'd he say? He goes, we don't worry about the luxury tax. We worry about revenue. And it's like, well, we know that's bullshit because the amount of money rolling through that place, you'd have a Dodger payroll if you really didn't care about that.
Correct.
But all the indications are, at least for this year, if Jed needs to go get somebody, Jed can go get somebody. Which should be that every year, but at least, like if at the deadline, if Jed needs to blow past the luxury tax even more than they're already over it, Tom's not going to give a shit. Go get him.
I wonder if somehow the Trump tax cuts, these last round of Trump tax cuts, have somehow put more money into their pockets through all these ventures, and now
I
they
knew
can,
I liked that
1%ers,
guy
yeah.
for some reason.
they can afford now to raise the payroll by 20 or 30 million bucks.
Yeah, I think it's like we're not spending anything on payroll next year.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Yeah. I guess speaking of that, of any owner in sports, you would think that if there was any issue with visas for the players, that Tom Ricketts would be able to call in a favor from
Wouldn't you
a certain
think?
friend of
Like,
his, you know?
Like
Yeah.
the senator from Nebraska could call
Right.
and be
Yeah.
like, "We got 2 guys in Venezuela. We need to get to camp." That's why I joked that was like, "Oh, so who are they?" Is it Matt Shaw and
And
Michael Bush? No.
Mhm.
Oh, well, and nothing I can really do.
Let's try it on and see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, I was really surprised, and I started writing about it. And I didn't realize I was like, okay, I'm going to find the list of all the guys that are still out because I figured this must be happening all over the place. It's just
Is it just those two?
Moises and Christian Bethencourt.
Really?
They're the only 2 in all of baseball.
Hey.
Because the other one was Robert Suarez, and his was only lasted a day. He showed up and he got to the Braves camp a day late. The Cubs had 3 of the 4. They had Miguel Amaya, who's here, and then they had Bethencourt and no, that's not right. It was Assad. Miguel Amaya he got there early because he's going to play for Team Panama and he wanted to be in the country. It was Assad, the other Venezuelan, as famous Venezuelan,
famously
from Mexico. So the Cubs had 3 of the 4, and now they have the only 2 left. Because I'm like, okay, I'm going to find the list because I'll bet this is happening to teams all over. No, it's just the Cubs. It's just those 2 guys, and it's like it's still a week. Like they're not going to be here. They might not be here this weekend. Well, whatever you do, and my advice to them is don't get in a boat and try to. And
oh
try
God,
to
no, not from
They will
Venezuela.
blow you out of the water.
Right.
Yeah,
can't do it like Jose Abreu did, where you had to eat your passports. I don't know if you ever heard that story before, but
on the floating up from Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. He there were a few of those players who had really treacherous trips. I mean, a lot of them did, but like there were a couple of famous. I think Yasiel Puig, like that guy had
I remember hearing about
really
Yasiel
bad.
Puig.
I don't remember exactly what happened, but I just remember that. Is he go to jail? I thought I read something about him recently.
Yeah, there's been, I don't know, but yeah, he's been in the news for not good reasons.
Yeah.
Found guilty of obstruction of justice and lying to officials. He hasn't gone full Ugath Urbina. Hasn't murdered.
Right.
Oof. Or Sergio Mitre.
Oh, legal sports betting. That's what it was.
Everyone's doing that these days.
Dude, that Class A case is crazy.
Yeah. Throw a rock at the first rooster. That was their code.
Oh, I didn't even see.
He got a text. Yes. They found a text. It was like, throw a rock at the first rooster.
Yes.
And he hit the first guy of the inning. Yeah, good job. Very nice.
Like that's kind of my take on it is not that that now there's more cheating because gambling is legal. My take on it is just it's way easier to find.
Yeah. No, I think it's they're always found the same way. Somebody bets way too much money on something stupid.
Exactly.
And it gets everybody's antennas up. And you don't fuck with Vegas. Those guys, that's what they do. They find that stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back when it was just your schlub bookie who was having to, you could get away with it.
Right.
And you really can't now. And the whole idea, these guys are rich, they're not going to do it. It's like but there's so many of them are dumb. And they'll do it for somebody. They're doing a favor for somebody else instead of giving, like, Class A would have been far better off to have given whoever this cousin was just a big ass check. Yeah. But instead, he's like, yeah, fine, I'll help you out. Place the bets. I'll do whatever. It's not going to hurt anything. Well, now guess what? Your career's over. Congratulations.
Way more than over. Yeah.
Fun. So did we talk about the collectibles? I don't remember. Or the giveaways? I don't remember.
No, we haven't. I'm kind of
not on the air yet, at least.
All right. So let's finish with that.
Yep.
For sure. Praz had thoughts. We talked about we were going to explain a bobblehead to you because you didn't understand why the Ron Santo bobblehead has a spring up its ass.
Yes, I'm curious about this because it's
so I will say that
spring.
I was pleasantly surprised with the giveaways this year. The jerseys, the Budweiser Friday jerseys, a lot of those are cool, and they're real old Cub jerseys, and those are nice. That's much better.
They went
than giving
all
you
out
guys
with
tank
them
tops.
more than they have in probably any other year.
Yeah, and some of the bobbleheads are good. And the idea behind most of the bobbleheads is good. Like the Ryan Sandberg one where he's like standing on the stack of old gloves would be a great bobblehead, except what is that bobblehead? That does not look anything like any Ryan Sandberg I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who it looks like. I think maybe Geddy Lee, maybe, but not Ryan Sandberg. And there's the Sammy one where he's hopping, which is cool.
That is pretty cool.
There's and so the Sando one is him with a spring up his ass with his.
Yes.
What he's doing is Ron.
The heel.
There's
click,
a reason it took Ron forever to get in the Hall of Fame when it came to players voting, because he pissed off pretty much everybody he ever played with, because Ron was kind of a prick. Ron started doing these weird little like heel clicks after Cub wins. He would run down. It was when the clubhouse was down the left field line, and after games he would skip down the left field line and jump in the air and click his heels together.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that in 1969.
So that bobblehead is a heel click bobblehead. That's what that is.
And he's got to spring up his ass because he could actually do it.
Okay. I mean, I guess you just think the spring would be like in the actual head of the bobblehead, hence bobblehead, but still.
Yeah. Well, they've done, I guess the Pete one, it was just they had like the blue lightning coming off his feet. But they've done bobbleheads where things other than the head has moved before.
Yeah. That's
but with bobblehead technology, they're doing amazing things these days.
Yeah, holy cow.
Yeah. I remember there was a
edge.
pretty cool one they had where it was like a coin bank, and like it was Javier Baez sliding into a base, and like he had the coin in his hand and he would just like put it in the slot. Yeah. That's pretty cool. And these jerseys are pretty nice, although this Harry Carey bobblehead is looking very scary. I don't know what's scarier, his statue or his bobblehead. Jeez.
Yeah. Is that people be pulling
There's
him into
so much wrong with that Harry one. Like I put on Blue Sky, it's Johnny Knoxville. Like if you just Google Johnny Knoxville
or like he's kind of looking like Keith Olbermann a little bit in some of like his videos ranting about Trump.
But what is the black box on the counter in front of him?
Is this in your
and then he clearly has a beer that they wouldn't. It's just he has just a blank can.
That confused me too.
Like you're supposed to like add your own label at home. Like,
well, and he
put
was
a Budweiser
known,
label on it for it.
Oh my God,
he was known for drinking Budweiser, exactly. And Budweiser's still a sponsor of the Cubs. Why couldn't you do that?
That black box is a TV monitor.
Okay, I couldn't tell from the thing. I wonder if there's anything on it.
But yeah, they should have a Budweiser on that cup.
I mean, let's be honest. It's
behind the cup.
It's pictures of Mrs. Bush that he's viewing on there.
Now that's a bobblehead I want. I want the one where he's in the hospital bed with his legs in the cast after Gussie had the streetcar run over him.
Right.
I would pay for that bobblehead.
Oh, Praz. That's right on, man. They're Polaroid nudes.
Yeah.
I would have killed them to the they could have done the Ryan Sandberg retirement press conference bobblehead. That would be fun.
I swear to God, I can't unsee Johnny Knoxville. That is
so.
That's incredible.
That is actually pretty close to Johnny Knoxville. Yeah.
Especially now that he's got the gray hair.
Well, that's why. That's. I mean, when I looked at him, I'm like, that looks like somebody. I'm like, oh fuck, it looks like Johnny Knoxville. So just Google Johnny Knoxville, and he wears the same glasses.
Yeah.
I have a Kerry Wood bobblehead that I got somewhere, and I don't have it here. I have it in my office. It's AJ Burnett. I guarantee you, the head is AJ Burnett, and they just painted the hat.
Yeah,
that's all they did because it's like doesn't look anything like Kerry, but it looks exactly like AJ Burnett. And then I'm sure the Marlins made a bunch from his no hitter, and they couldn't give them away.
Right.
And the company just reused the heads. They just put them on Kerry. Yeah.
Look up when you get a chance. I think in 2024, Cubs had a Cody Bellinger bobblehead, and I think they basically just used the same heads of like Chris Bryant bobbleheads and just made it a left-handed hitter.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like, what would a new mold cost? We can't afford that.
Yeah.
Just use one of the old ones. They accidentally use like Moises Alou instead for Cody. It's like, this isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And I don't remember which era. Is it the 50s? The gray jersey with the Chicago with the red line under it.
Yeah, that's
like,
pretty cool.
I feel like when are they ever going to redo the gray uniforms?
Right.
Like, we've had these boring gray uniforms for like 30 years now. Oh, but they're giving away the Cuba ones, though. You see that?
Right. Oh, the Cuba ones.
You know, the ones that said Cubs and Cuba. Cuba. I'm like, why is that a giveaway? Those sucked.
Oh, I see.
Those were a jersey for a year because everybody made fun of them. But I've always liked the Chicago with the red line under it. And I think they could do that. That could be the start of a new, cool, actual road jersey.
Right. I will say, so August 14th, they're giving away the 1980s replica jersey, and it's the road blue top with, like, you know, the regular Cubs logo you see, and then the bear face logo, which might be my favorite of the Cubs logos. I do kind of wish it could have been the home one, because I think it looks better in that version, like the classic Ryan Sandberg one with like the blue stripe at the bottom, you know.
Well, the blue stripe at the bottom is
or is that just the belt?
It's the awful, like, elastic belt on the pants.
I see.
That's what that was. The uniforms were fine, but I couldn't believe. I mean, I look back at those pants. It's like, I can't believe they made. I don't know how Sutcliffe kept his pants up. I really don't. I wasn't mooning us every 4 pitches.
Yeah.
Those were the jerseys we were promised on Ryan Sandberg Day.
Yeah.
Were the navy blue with, they said his iconic blue road jersey. That's what we're going to wear. And all they did was they cracked out the alternate. It's like, well, that's not, like, no. It was stupid. If they were going to do that, they should have simply worn the home jersey and had everybody wear 23.
Right.
Why did we do that? It made me mad because they promised us something. Then that's like, oh, that actually would be cool. But I'm kind of surprised they can get the uniforms that fast. Yeah. Well, they didn't. They half-assed it. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to buying some of these bobbleheads on eBay later. So to not have given the Cubs any money to get them, but that's fine. So I got my Sid Luckman 100th anniversary Bears one.
Nice.
I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sid's in there. He is. He's right.
Okay.
All right.
Can't point. I couldn't be a weatherman.
This is great for people who are listening on audio.
Yeah, that's funny. I love when I refer to the show thing, considering 98% of the audience listens. They don't watch that stuff.
Well, more incentive for them to watch.
That's right. Come on over. Oh, there's no ads on the YouTube one, so fuck that. Listen. Download. All right. Anything else?
Have you seen Drive to Survive yet? Haven't watched it yet.
I didn't even know it was out.
Or is the new one? Or does the new one not out yet?
I don't think it's out yet.
Oh,
still doing it. You know, the races are going to be on Apple.
Are they?
Apple TV.
Apple again?
Yep. No more ESPN.
Oh,
and Apple's going to do all kinds of cool stuff, they claim.
Are they?
Supposedly. But I believe we're still getting the same Sky broadcast.
I haven't. Oh, that'd be cool. I haven't quite caught up yet to what because they've started practicing with the new cars, right?
Oh, it was super secret. Everyone was trying to practice in secret.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. And they're already mad at everybody's mad at Mercedes and Red Bull.
Yeah.
Because they figured out a workaround on one of the things that's legal.
Oh, really?
And so their cars are faster than everybody's again.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, everybody's pissed.
All right. I got to read up on that a little bit. Some of it gets a little technical for me, and I kind of lost it.
I was flipping around and I ended up watching. I don't know why I bothered to watch it. I watched the livery reveal for Red Bull.
Okay.
And without Christian Horner, the new guy, the French guy, Laurent Mekies, you can't understand a fucking thing he says, just at all. And he's talking and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. But it was funny because it was on the stage was him, and then like their chief technician who had this like thick British accent.
Yeah.
And Nicole Briscoe.
Okay.
From ESPN. And so my wife walks in the room and I'm like, hey, look, it's somebody from France, somebody from England, and somebody from Roscoe. she grew up in Roscoe, Illinois.
Nice.
But I don't know why I watch it, because their car looks exactly the same. They do this whole dramatic thing where they have the cars covered and they reveal the new paint job, and that looks like the same car every year. Max is happy because it's shinier this year. They got rid of the matte paint. They went back to the shiny stuff. Like, as long as Max is happy, who cares?
Right. Is this going to be his last year at Red Bull? Yeah. Or isn't there talk that he's leaving?
He's got a contract forever, but those contracts apparently are super easy to get.
Right.
Out of.
Like they're or was it Horner? Was it him or Horner?
He won his side won the power struggle. Although the old racist
his dad,
Helmut Marko, retired. That was the guy that was like thick with Jos Verstappen, Max's dad. But we get another team. We get the 11th team.
Yep.
Cadillac. The car looks cool.
Yeah.
And they have two of my favorite drivers. They have Checo Perez and Valtteri Bottas.
Yeah.
So those two can finish 21st and 22nd every week. It'll be fun.
I need to go back and find because nothing before say 2018. Like is that the first drive to strive somewhere around there?
That sounds right. Yeah. Because I think I watched the pandemic. I think I had 3 to plow through before.
Yeah. Because anything else, I just don't have a good idea of some of the history. Like how good was Michael Schumacher? Right, because he was around in the.
He was very good.
He was very good. I remember him. Like I remember him. But there was but apparently he was an asshole.
Not so much.
Right.
Mick was no good.
Yeah, he was no good. But Schumacher was kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Like watching some of those old YouTube videos of
most of the really good ones. So people think Max is a dick. Max is basically just a typical race car driver. Like the way, but these guys really aren't that way anymore. And so he kind of stands out. Like the fact that he doesn't give a shit and he will just stick his car wherever the fuck he wants to. Right. That's the way everybody used to race.
Right.
And it pisses people off because they're not, like Lando and Oscar skipping together, holding hands down the straightaway. And then, Max just cuts both of them off and they get all offended. And he's like, well, it's a race. Tough shit.
Yeah. Trying to win. Yeah.
Yep.
That's why even though I'm not supposed to, I like Max is my favorite.
Is he? Yeah, I don't know that I just can't.
Drew Lawrence on, and he's.
I like him. And I like him a lot.
He's a huge Lewis Hamilton fan, and Lewis is one of the maybe 3 greatest drivers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Max might be better, like an actual better driver than Lewis.
I mean, he just what he did last year, just coming back. I mean, he was down by 100 some points, and
he ended up losing by 2 points.
It was crazy. It was not. It just started winning.
And there was a race that he got pissed off at and basically wrecked. And had he simply finished, he probably would have won the championship.
Yeah,
but it was like 8 races into the season, and then he was so far behind, he was just pissed. And he was just like, fuck it, I'll just try this. And he crashed. And then later he's like, maybe that wasn't the smartest thing I've ever done. Those points would have come in pretty handy at the end.
Yeah.
Because, McLaren was trying to gag it away at the end. They were really trying.
Well, but Piastri just sucked for a while.
I have a feeling, I kind of feel like Oscar it would not surprise me if Oscar didn't get sabotaged by his own team.
Oh, you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
They wanted Lando to win.
Yeah, I think so too.
Really bad.
Yeah.
And it usually doesn't matter. Like usually they have a clear number 1 and a number 2 driver. And that's what they're supposed to have at McLaren. But Oscar's really good. And he was getting really good too fast for them.
Yeah.
It was Lando's turn to win. And I like Lando. He's a cool guy. I don't like his dad. His dad's a weirdo. Well, all their dads are weird. But he goes around on a Segway. And you always see him after the races. Like, it's like, just go away. Your kid is you're a parent, but he's an adult. You go sit in the fucking stands now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but I hate McLaren simply because I hate, what's his name?
Zach Brown.
Zach Brown. I hate him.
Yeah.
He's a dick. He was.
Yeah, I think so too.
He did
but
horrible things to Danny Ricciardo, one of my favorite drivers.
Yeah.
When he was at McLaren. He fucked him over. He actually fucked over Otmar. Oh God, I used to be able to say Otmar's last name.
Mm-hmm.
Snaffauer. He's a Otmar is from Turkey, but he's not. He's basically from Detroit. Like,
Okay.
he went to Wayne State. Like, he grew up in Detroit. He has no accent at all, but he has the crazy name. He was a team principal at Alpine, and they had signed Oscar, and they announced they had signed him, but they hadn't like completely finished the contract yet. And Zach had a driver, he had Danny Ricciardo, and he swooped in and signed Oscar and basically told Danny to fuck off. So he fucked off Otmar and Danny at the same time. And he's just a dick. So that's why I don't like them.
Yeah, I don't like him either. I like none of the principals are all that. I don't know. Like the Williams guy seems weird now.
Oh yeah, that guy used to be. He's one of the more normal ones. He was like the number 2 for Toto at Mercedes. Toto's actually kind of cool. Like Toto Wolff is pretty good. His wife is really cool. His wife was an actual she was a race driver, and she
I don't like any of those. Like,
I didn't like him at first.
Charge. I automatically don't like anybody in charge. Who was the
You didn't even like Gunther Steiner?
Who's Gunther Steiner?
He was
that guy was great.
Who swears all the time.
The Haas guy. Yeah, he was great.
He's out. He got fired. He got fired 2 years ago.
Yeah. He got fired. Yeah, no, I remember that.
He was great. He would say anything. He was the most honest one, and he would always talk about how shitty his drivers were. And
The other guy who I kind of liked, who's the guy with the glasses? Was he the Ferrari guy?
Oh yeah, you liked Italian Harry Potter.
Yeah.
What was his name? He's back with somebody else. He's not a principal, but he's like high up on some other team now.
Yeah, he just came back somewhere.
But I like Fred Vasseur, the guy at Ferrari. Fred is and Fred was like, he was at Alpha Tauri, which is the second. It's not even that anymore now. It's Racing Bulls. It was been a million things, and he was like in charge of like their youth program, and so like most of these drivers at some point worked with Fred when they were kids.
Oh wow! Okay.
And he worked his way up, and then he was the principal. Where was he before he jumped to Ferrari? The team that I don't understand them at all is it's Aston Martin, right? With the Lance Stroll and his dad Lawrence. Lance can't drive. Lance sucks.
Yeah, that's terrible.
They hired Adrian Newey, who was the greatest engineer in Formula One history. He created all the great cars in McLaren, and then every year at Red Bull, all the Max cars, Adrian designed them. And they hired him, and partially he left Red Bull because he wanted to do less work. He basically said, I kind of want to semi-retire. I can still design the car, but I want to do less stuff. So they brought him in to get ready for this year where they've changed everything. All the specs have changed. Cars are actually smaller. They have to be more hybrid even than they used to be and all this stuff. So everything's changed. And they made him team principal. So he's not designing the car, although I'm sure he had input before, but now he's working like 90 hours a week. And so this is not retirement. Like, Adrian's going to fucking quit on you. It's like, I don't understand why they couldn't just hire him for the role. It's like almost like they paid him so much money to steal him, and then they're like, well, you got to run the team.
Well, yeah, because wasn't that was the whole because I remember this. I think you were the one who was talking about it when he announced that he was leaving Red Bull. There was like a whole thing about who was going to be the highest bidder for him and all that. Was there thought that he was going to either McLaren or somewhere else? I thought like there was
McLaren or maybe even Mercedes.
Okay, I thought it was McLaren or Mercedes. I just didn't remember the Mercedes, but it was like a big deal. And then he ended up going to wherever. Who's the other driver for them? Is that Alonso? Is that the other driver for them?
Yeah, Fernando Alonso. Who's really cool.
He's kind of a dick too, but he's like in a cool way.
He retired. He was just gone for 2 years. He's in his mid-40s.
Yeah,
he just came back.
Well, he was the champ at the beginning of the century.
Yeah, and he should have. He's like a guy who was like 2 races away from having 4 championships. He has 2.
Yeah,
like it was that close 2 other times where he just barely missed. What Newey did, what was famous for at Red Bull, was he redesigned the floor of the car.
Mm-hmm.
And basically that car like stuck to the track. And so Max could do all kinds of shit that nobody else could do. And Praz is really tired of us talking F1.
No,
go ahead. I don't care.
It's really cool. You should start watching it. Just watch Drive to Survive.
Yeah, I don't know if Apple is going to do the thing. You always hear on Sky where like every driver has its own channel on Sky.
Yeah.
So you can watch the race and listen. You see the normal race, but you can hear the communications for their car the whole
between
race.
them and the pit
Yeah,
crew?
but you have to be
Nice.
subscribed to Sky or something, right? Because they have
Right,
all
but
sorts
I wonder if that's going to be part of the Apple coverage, because Apple's talking about all the new stuff they're going to do, but they're not going to like people were really worried. First, they were worried because ESPN got that package for nothing.
Yeah.
They bought that they were paying like $5 million a year for, like the third most popular spectator sport in the world. And it was because Americans didn't really watch it, but to their credit, they just left it alone.
Yeah.
Like they just used the Sky broadcast with no commercial.
Into it. Yeah.
And we found it. People found Drive to Survive, and then it's like you and I watch because it's on in the morning.
Yeah,
it doesn't
right.
interfere with real sports, so we watch
Right. It's wonderful. Yeah.
And there was a lot of worry now they were going to spend real money that they were going to ESPN it. Like they were going to get their own announcers, because NBC had it for a while and they had their own announcers and they went to commercials and they did shit. Nobody liked it.
Oh.
And then there was a worry that when Apple was the bidder, Apple was going to do the same thing. But they're like, no, we're not going to break that. We're going to do all this other supposedly cool shit and we'll see.
Yeah.
Once
All
it
right.
starts.
I will subscribe to Apple again just to watch that, because there's a couple other
And
things.
you don't have to pay. There was also thought that you'd have to, like, I guess for MLS, you subscribe to Apple and then you have to pay for MLS.
Oh.
The F1 is just part of the package.
Okay,
You don't have to pay extra for it.
Good.
You can just watch. just like Friday Night Baseball that nobody watches.
Hey, don't put
Those
down our
guys
guy
are
Wayne
supposed to get it.
Randazzo like that.
I love Wayne Randazzo, and I'm still. What I like about Wayne is anytime the Cubs are on, I message him in the booth, and I get responses during the game.
That's awesome.
You were saying that.
All right, well that's enough Cub and F1 chat.
Yeah.
Oleg and I are going to do our own F1 pod. We're going to do our own F1 We're going to do F1 recaps every Sunday.
Start about like 11:30 between right before the football games. That'd be kind of fun. I actually wouldn't.
We could do some. I wouldn't do it every week, but we could do some.
No, not every week.
We'll do the big races.
Yeah, that might be fun.
And maybe we'll get a sponsor and we'll get to go to Monaco.
Oh, well, the races in Europe would be easy to do, because then those are the ones that are really on early. Like the races in China are on at 2 PM here. It's just or whatever it is, right? Or
I will admit, I get kind of annoyed with the American races because they're on at normal times.
Yeah.
Well, and Danica's on them.
Oh,
and they always bring fucking Danica. Well, actually, that won't happen anymore. Well, no, it still will, because that's Sky. It's like she's an idiot and she's a horrible person. Also from Moscow.
Yes.
It's like you don't put her on. Stop. She just adds nothing.
What was it?
When she's on with Jensen Button, Jensen doesn't like her, and it's very clear. She'll say something, and he's kind of like, okay, and then he goes and talks about what he wants to talk about instead, which I actually enjoy, because he's not being. I guarantee you, he's not being misogynist. She's an asshole.
Yeah.
Tired of her. That's why he does it.
There was some race that was on late in the year when they kept cutting to commercial. Not kept cutting to commercial, but they would cut to commercial every once in a while.
An F1 race?
Yeah.
That's bad.
Maybe it was the Vegas. Maybe it was the Vegas one.
Oh,
maybe it was Austin. It was late in the year.
Yeah, I didn't watch Vegas this year, and it wasn't out quite as late.
Because isn't always at night, because it's a night race.
They were doing it like midnight Vegas time the first year. It's like what?
Well, I think it's kind of. I mean, it does make it kind of fun and cool, but
but the drivers hated it because the track got so cold. This is desert. And then that was the one that Carlos Sainz, he hit a drain cover on his first practice lap and it destroyed his car. They somehow, on Friday, he couldn't do anything on Saturday, and they somehow got the car put back together so he could race on Sunday, but it was terrible.
Oh.
So he was not so happy. But this year, they do a thing where when you, at the end of Vegas, the three guys the podium is like down by the Bellagio fountains.
Okay.
And so the first year they got in like a big fancy Bentley or something. They got to go. This last year, the car was a Lego car.
Oh, really?
And Max loved it. He was like so excited to be in the Lego car. He's like, it's really made out of Legos. And he's like, and the other two guys are looking at him like, Jesus, what are you, 12? He's like, oh, look at that.
I'd be excited about that.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. The other thing I was going to ask you about, but we could do it off when we hang up, was I was going to tell you about seeing James A. Castor live.
You did see him?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah. All right.
All right.
All right.
Well, thanks, guys.
Good talk, Praz.
Many of us have herpes.
Post-game show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.
It's fitting. It's got to be done with one of the best games of all time. Just unbelievable. Got to congratulate the Dolan family.
Thank you.
Sean, my podcast co-host Andy, you were his favorite player growing up.
Oh, thank you so much, awesome.